Well, yeah, but we digress because we was talking about R. Kelly and Aaron Hall. Now, I was born in 1990. You know what I'm saying? So when R. Kelly came out, I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like he came out what 93? Would you say he came, or was that 92, 91?
Yeah, somewhere up in there.
Yeah. So I was
Definitely
a baby. I didn't know much, but apparently there was a man by the name of Aaron Hall who was of the group Guy, and we was just talking about how R. Kelly allegedly ripped off Aaron Hall's style. So how do you feel about that? What happened? Break it down. I wasn't there. Break it down.
First of all, there's no allegedly to the shit. There's no allegedly. You can't go from having a high top fade in your first album cover, which is, you look it up, people. I know any real still R. Kelly fans are still out there. You look at his album cover for Born Into the 90s. Or, yeah, I think it's called Born Into the 90s.
Well, Public Announcement, right?
Public Announcement. Okay. And it's called R. Kelly in the Public Announcement. Born Into the 90s. With Honey Love and all the rest of that shit. It has some good cuts on there. Don't get me wrong. Great album. Mm-hmm. But you look at that album cover, R. Kelly got on a little New Edition, like little blazer suit thing, shirt, motherfucking high top fade with a little part in it. Looked like he's straight from the 90s. So
was Aaron Hall that nigga? During his run, was he that nigga?
Oh, never.
Like that nigga that much, so much that a nigga would want to just blatantly rip off his style? Or was he bigger with Guy?
He was definitely bigger with Guy.
Okay.
He was definitely bigger with Guy because Guy ushered in that New Jack Swing style. Like Teddy Riley is instrumental in the sound of the late 80s to early and mid to 90s.
Okay.
Like Teddy Riley was that guy. Like he was the Dr. Dre of his day.
The Dr. Dre of his day.
Yeah, he was definitely the Dr.
So
Dre.
Teddy wasn't a singer of the group.
Teddy sung. He sung, or however you want to put it. Mm-hmm. Teddy Riley, he sung too. He sung with the group. It was Teddy, his brother, and it was Aaron Hall.
Okay.
And what's going on now?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Frank on the nigga shit already. We back on the first episode of the First Heartbeat podcast.
Not on white people time either. Right?
And not on white people time. Clearly on the nigga shit. You know he ain't a lawyer. But yeah, I'm just saying. But what's good, Frank? What's going on with you, man?
How's your vacation?
It's been good, man. Good to have you. Glad to have you back. Shout out to Frank in the building. We've got to get your levels right, but it's all good. I'm a professional. This is what I do. But back to what you were saying, Gabe. We talking about R. Kelly and Aaron Hall. You know what you know about them?
Aaron Hall and him?
That's a no. So what you about to say?
But Aaron Hall was definitely, he was the front man for Guy because he had the best voice out the group.
Who was the other nigga in
it was Teddy, Aaron, and can I think of his brother's name?
It was Teddy Riley's brother or Aaron Hall's brother?
Teddy Riley's brother.
Oh, okay.
It was his little brother, and it was Aaron Hall.
Okay.
And they were Guy.
Okay.
And Aaron had the voice. He was the voice. He was the front man.
Okay.
Clearly, it was his voice, Teddy's production, and his brother was just kind of there collecting the paycheck. Honestly, the only two voices you ever really heard was Teddy Riley and Aaron Hall.
So Teddy Riley can't sing. He's not just a music maker.
Teddy Riley's like Otis from the Temptations.
Okay.
He can harmonize. He can blend in.
Right.
But
he never sung lead.
Yeah, you don't never want to hear Teddy Riley sing lead. He
right.
That guy. Even when he was in Blackstreet, if you had Blackstreet,
he sure was in Blackstreet.
He always had.
He just did the music.
He did the music. He sung in the background. Mm-hmm. You might hear him, like say, he had that one verse on No Diggity, but we all know how that sounded.
Wasn't Dave Hollister in that group too?
In Blackstreet, yeah, the first version of it, yeah.
Okay, but he left the group.
Yeah, he went solo, and that's when he got Chauncey Black in the group with him.
Okay,
but yeah, Dave Hollister was that guy. Back to Aaron Hall. He still, like I say, he was with Guy. Guy was amazing for the 80s. They was that group, that party group. They made slow stuff. Was
they fucking with New Edition?
At that time, yeah. At that time, yeah. Because at that time, New Edition had gone away, came back. Like they was working on the new Any Heartbreak album back when Guy was really picking up steam.
Okay.
So they had already lost Bobby, got Johnny, was going through their whole back and forth, and Guy was just steadily popping out them 80s hits. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Popping them out. Then they got on they fucked around and got on one of the biggest movies of the late 80s, early 90s, which was New Jack City. They hopped on that soundtrack. I think Teddy Riley produced it.
Okay.
bam.
Okay.
Skyrocketed them even further. I mean, they had hits like Piece of My Love and Teddy's Jam and all. I mean, the hits go on for Guy.
For sure.
Like I said, Teddy Riley, he was a Dr. Dre of his day. So you had Aaron Hall's voice powering that vehicle. So by the time it came to the end of the run, where Teddy Riley was basically making more money doing the producing angle of it.
He said, "Fuck y'all, nigga."
I mean, it was just one of the things. Like I could make this money touring with y'all, and I could make good money, or I could make money making these beats and writing these songs.
And I could do this forever,
right?
And get paid forever. Yeah.
So that's when the guy kind of broke up. Aaron Hall went on his own, and plus I think people probably in Aaron Hall's ear telling him like, "Hey, you don't need them. You can do this." Which Aaron Hall again had the voice for it.
So he only really had one hit though, right?
No, he had like 2, maybe 3 off his first album.
Okay.
He had "I Miss You" was like his big one.
I miss you.
Then he had "Don't Be Afraid,"
baby.
Yeah, that.
Hey.
Not you.
Frank, do you know anything we talking about right now?
New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with. First some music I heard before I could speak English.
Okay.
But I didn't really grow up with it like that because my family didn't listen to it, so it was like But we talk about New Jack City. That was the era for that. Can you hear me right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Let's bring it closer to you.
New Jack City and what was the other movie? A lot of music genres I get from movies I grew up watching.
So
and, what's what Christopher Walken? What's that one? Frank
King of New York.
Yeah.
King of New York.
Guy was on that.
No, they weren't on that.
So Frank, what's been going on with you, man? You missed a little intro, but what's real quick? Tell us what's been going on with you.
Nothing. I'm just trying to heal up from my ankle right now. It's
You look like you lost a little bit of weight, man.
I hope so.
Been working out?
I throwing up.
Throwing up.
No, I was sick today, but no, someone gave me a bad batch of food today, so I'm like, whatever.
Okay, well, you looking good, man.
I try.
Keep up the good work,
You
man.
too, man.
But yeah, so Kales. Let's get to Kales.
So Kales, he did Born into the 90s, like I said, with Public Announcement. And like I said, he went from looking like one of the members, like he could have been a New Edition, to his very next album, which was 12 Play. Everybody knows 12
Classic album. Classic album.
To looking like Aaron Hall's clone. Literally. You go and you look at Aaron Hall's album cover for I Miss You and Don't Be Afraid. You look at that album cover. Aaron Hall has bald head, chocolate skin, of course. Bald head, dark glasses, got on a little leather vest with the sleeves out, no shirt. The leather pants to go with the leather jacket, little boots, the cane, the whole 9 yards. That was Aaron Hall's look.
Gotcha.
Kales come out on 12 Play looking the exact same way. Yeah, I like to say he didn't even try to hide it. Didn't even try to hide it. Took
That's
his
where you got that look from? The bald head with a little chin thing right here?
all that Aaron Hall. That's him. That's him all day long twice on Sunday. He stole that whole
Stole his shit, huh?
Whole look, his whole gimmick, everything.
That ain't cool.
And the sad part is, Kales took off.
Yeah.
And Aaron Hall went nowhere.
It was over after them couple hits, huh?
Yeah, Aaron Hall went absolutely nowhere. You didn't hear from Aaron Hall again until he tried to make music after that. But nobody checking for it. Nobody checking for it at that time.
See, that's dangerous. When you got a nigga as talented as R. Kelly. So let me ask this real quick. Did Born into the 90s, it popped, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it popped.
Yeah. It put Kales on the map.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you got a nigga like R. Kelly who's already popping, okay? Then not only is he equally as talented as you, but he sees something in you that he wants. And not only does he take it, he takes it and does it better than you.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
That gotta be some horrible shit to live with.
And see, that's the downside of Aaron Hall, because Aaron Hall, and that's just in music, period. It don't, and that's sad to say, even with today's talent, it just goes to show that if you don't have the right person backing you, if you ain't got the right producer driving your vehicle, you won't go nowhere. And Aaron Hall was successful because he had Teddy Riley.
Right.
And Teddy Riley, like I say, he was a genius with the beats, the music, getting the right songs for the right people. That was his thing. Like he was the man. He was, when it all said and done, I'm sure he's gonna go down in the Music Hall of Fame. You're gonna put him right next to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. He's gonna go down right next to, like I said, Dr. Dre and a lot of other people as far as producers and music makers. That dude was amazing. So you have literally one of the best that ever do it backing you.
Right.
So of course you're gonna have success. But once you take away that aspect of it, you see where he went. They say, yeah, you can do this. You can do this on your own. No, you can't, because y'all don't have somebody with the dynamic of Teddy Riley pushing this guy.
But R. Kelly dropped them. So what do you think was the purpose of the public announcement? Because he dropped them niggas after.
Well, he just dropped the name. They were still there doing the background and getting paid.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing for the R. Kelly the public announcement was for Black Round Music. They had basically 2 acts.
Okay.
They were fresh up and coming record label, Rockland and Black Round Music, and they had 2 acts. They had R. Kelly, and then they had these guys called Public Announcement. So, in order to make,
so they was their own thing. R. Kelly didn't come up with these niggas like, hey, these is my niggas. We all in a group together.
It was kind of like have you ever seen the story of Mr. Dalvin from Jodeci?
No.
I'm sorry, not Mr. Dalvin, but Devontae Swing. Well, Devontae Swing. I mean, I'm getting off a little off subject, but Devontae Swing from Jodeci was another great. He was a great producer. This dude at one time had his own label, and I bullshit you not, he had at one time under his thumb Missy Elliott, Genuine, Tweet.
Oh, that whole little clique.
He had that whole Virginia crew that came out under Timberland a few years later. But he had them all first.
Okay.
He just didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
He had them all first. And he didn't. He tried to put out Missy. He didn't know what to do with her. He never let Genuine do his thing. He had a couple other guys that he tried to put out, didn't work. So yeah, then him trying to stay relevant with Jodeci and him doing the drugs, it just all fell apart. But I say that to say, Black Round was doing this. They were doing the same thing. They had these acts. They had R. Kelly and they had Public Announcement, but they didn't have the money to just say, okay, we're gonna let you do something. We're gonna let you do something. So they put them together.
Right.
That's like, okay, we're gonna let y'all do basically all the background vocals. Kels, you're gonna do your main thing. So they basically call themselves killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So it was a gamble, but it paid off.
So clearly, but Public Announcement never went nowhere after that.
Well, they had their own album. That's the whole thing.
But it didn't pop, did it?
They had a couple of singles.
Okay.
They had a couple of singles, but the thing was, it was a gamble that paid off in the short term. It was one of those things like, okay, if R. Kelly failed, y'all gonna fail more than likely.
Okay.
But if he succeeds, y'all gonna succeed.
Right.
The problem was, they succeeded, but again, it's one of those things that now people are associating you with R. Kelly, and without R. Kelly, people are like,
we ain't really fucking with you like that.
Yeah, we ain't really checking for y'all like that. I mean, they made a couple of hits because of their name, because of who they were associated with. But after that, it was like, okay, we done with y'all. And unfortunately, that's just kind of what happened with them.
So moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to steal it, then do what R. Kelly did with it. Because if I steal your shit, I'm going to try to flip it like R. Kelly did, you dig? And get good business management. But that's what's up. So.
Kelly was just better, man. He was just better. He was just better at it. I mean, he was Aaron Hall and Teddy Riley in one, pretty much. Because Kells he was a producer, he was a writer, and the artist all in one. So he can, and I think that's where it went right for him.
Man, I was listening to Happy People. I'm like, man, the nigga that made this couldn't have done what they said. And my girl's like, yeah, he could have. Look here.
Kells is a genius.
I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. And I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not saying he's innocent. I ain't saying he's guilty. The nigga probably did some creep ball shit. It wouldn't, I'm going to say that, it wouldn't shock me.
I said the dude is guilty. I think he did it. However, and I'm tired of people do what a person does in their personal life, if it don't really affect, and there's
many layers to that situation.
There's many layers to that situation. Let me say this. Even in this documentary, these parents basically pimped their kids out for a paycheck. You know, I mean, they basically pimped their kids out for a paycheck. I mean, I look back at Michael Jackson. It was never technically proven that he was a pedophile. However, this dude went to court 2 or 3 times over the same shit.
Yeah, but the first person admitted that.
I hear that. However, me as a parent,
I don't want nothing to do with that.
I'm not about to take that
I ain't
chance.
taking that chance.
I'm not taking that chance for my kid.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
R.
real
Kelly,
talk.
y'all knew ahead of time this dude liked young girls. This dude went and married Aaliyah at 14.
Allegedly. We don't know. Allegedly.
The first time when that Behind the Music came out, of Aaliyah, I was a big fan of Aaliyah back then. I loved her to death. When I was a kid, I was infatuated with the girl, you know. But when that Behind the Music came out, like after her death, I was like, I didn't know she did some shit with R. Kelly. I didn't know R. Kelly was even relevant. And before I wish, you know.
Oh, wow.
I was like, listen, like,
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that Aaliyah album cover? Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah,
when you look at it and you see R. Kelly in the background, just looking like,
yeah,
and
rubbing his hands
age
together.
ain't
Like
nothing. I was like, oh, this don't help nothing.
No,
I was like,
this don't help nothing.
this doesn't. No.
But
he ain't doing nothing no different than so many white artists. Have
yes,
done
and
over the years.
that is
Presley,
true.
well, he married that Priscilla Presley.
Yeah,
How old was she?
14.
Yeah,
There was a country
Jerry
cracker
Lewis,
singer, whatever his name
Jerry
is.
Lewis married his old cousin at like 15 or some shit like
Jerry
that.
Lewis. Who else?
It's crazy.
And it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying?
No.
First them, but it's nothing new. But yeah, that's some wild shit.
No.